Hello, it's Monday evening and I feel sick. I slept the whole day. I'm starting to be a little awake. I have a week off work, so that will help me feel good again. For this week, my reading plan isn't too strict. I do want to start and finish The Thief and Queen of Atolia, simply because these two are traveling books from this book group in Germany. And later this week, I am awaiting a book box that has been curated by one of the people from this German Goodreads group. So I picked a couple of books and put them in a box. My son sent one of the books to them, so I don't know which book it is. I don't know anything about it, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I will start reading this once it's here, because I cannot wait to see what kind of gifts they came up with. So I'm really excited about that. Then I have to make my whole November schedule this week. I do have a TBR schedule where I schedule out my reading month. I just like having that kind of schedule for myself, so I have to do that. I'm gonna go back to bed, maybe read like 10 pages or so, get into The Thief. I really want to get into it. Morning, it is Tuesday. I read a glorious 5 pages last night, but I am feeling a little bit better today. But I feel like I can actually read again and process in my mind what's happening. So I will continue reading The Thief. I have a full plan of stuff to do, so many things to organize today. What I will do right now is sit down with a nice cup of tea. Let's read for an hour without being interrupted, have some breakfast, and then get everything done so I can enjoy reading for the rest of the week. I am 60 pages in and I am enjoying it so much. The main character is so funny, cocky. He has a really bad mouth, you could say. The way he is treating people, or the way he's talking to people who are in charge of his destiny, in charge of everything that's happening to him right now, is incredible. I love reading it. It's so much fun. I heard a few people complaining about the pacing being a little bit slow, but I am enjoying that quite a lot right now. So far, this book is really, really fun and really good. I'm gonna go and make myself some lunch, and then I have an appointment in half an hour with my chiropractor, and I will have to start getting a few things done after. So I got to page 90 today, and I am really loving this book so far. I just love following this character. He does sound like a spoiled little brat at times, like a small child. It is a breath of fresh air that I just needed right now. So I still have a full to-do list for tomorrow and only got to page 100. It's looking kind of bad for me to actually finishing all 3 books. It doesn't matter, I'm enjoying what I'm reading right now. And right now I am going to stop reading. I am going to watch the new Shane Dawson video that just dropped, and then after that I'll just go to sleep and see how tomorrow goes. Good morning. The cold still has me full in his grips. So I will go and lie down on the couch, cuddle into my blanket and try and read for an hour. I'm at page 200, so I read around 110 pages in the last 2 hours. That's a great pace. I usually read a little bit slower. I am really enjoying this book a lot. I love the pacing. I love the characters and how they're playing together, and I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. And if I didn't have to get to my appointment, I would continue until it's done. So what I'm gonna do now is grab something from the supermarket. I need some cough drop, more tissues, get to my appointment, and then I'm gonna finish this book before doing anything else. I'm just back from my appointment when the mail arrived. This is a very special box that I was waiting for I am part of a Goodreads group, and in this Goodreads group, a couple of people have gotten together and we're curating book boxes for each other. I don't know what book they picked yet. They read it, picked out gifts according to my taste, according to my likes and whatever I put in a description in correlation with what is happening in the book. So this can either be things literally from the book or things like a bunch of tissues when it's getting really sad or something. I'm really excited to see which book it is. I'm really excited to see what's in the box. I have seen the first other people from the group opening their boxes and they're all so amazing. I want them all. So I'm now really excited to see what's in here. Look at this. Oh my god. I am so excited about this book. I wanted to read this for such a long time and now this is forcing me to. Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. These are all the comments. Aha. Before I start. Dear Cece, welcome in a new world. Of course, as a reader, you will always be in a new world with every book, but this book is really different. You will be drawn into an adventurous story that will take you and the main characters to their limits. I hope the small, sometimes very loosely interpreted gifts will spark some joy throughout reading. I can't wait to start reading now. I will start this right after I finish this. And look how beautiful she did that. Like, this is so cool. Is that amazing or what? I'm so excited about this. Okay, so I am definitely not absolutely well yet. I just fell asleep reading. It does happen that I get sleepy or something, but not that while reading I just close my eyes and fall asleep. But it did, and I slept for a couple of hours, and I am on page 242. I am in between 3 and 4 stars for The Thief so far. I do love the characters, and it's really fun to read, but for some reason the whole plot just feels meh right now. There's just not big enough plot twists or developments, and then around the middle of the book there have been some jumps and it went really fast, jumping forward a couple of like scenes. I would have preferred to either have a quicker pace from the beginning or to keep the pace that she did have from the beginning. Yeah, I'm between 3 and 4 stars simply because plot meh, characters really fun. I enjoy reading it, I really do. It is kind of overshadowed by me wanting to start the next book because there's so much to the next book with the gifts and everything. Let's not fall asleep again for the next 30 pages, shall we? I just finished it, finally. I do have to say the plot changes in the end, the last 30 pages were everything for me. I did not really expect it to go this way, even though I wasn't like shocked or anything. It was just going a little bit different than I thought, and I really appreciated that and I loved it, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to reading the next part. I usually don't give half stars, but I feel like this should be a 3.5 star. It's leaning more towards 4 than 3 stars. It's solid. It's a solid quick read, really fun characters, nice development of characters. Really, it didn't feel like the characters developed much, but how the characters changed over time and how you experienced them in a different way over time really was fun and made sense. And I can absolutely recommend it to people who like to read a very, could you say traditional fantasy-ish? I can start. Yes. I haven't been so excited to start reading a book in a long time. So let's go. So I am 1 chapter in, and I can already tell that this book is going to be special, that this book is gonna have a special place in my heart, and I'm gonna love it. So far, I am really impressed by how within the first chapter, this book was able to captivate me, to take me on a journey, to take me into this world without being too strained, but still being foreign enough to be different, and introducing me to characters that feel real, that have their flaws, that have things that really touch you, and everything within one chapter. I'm like on page 20 and I already have all the feelings. And actually, my Secret Santa, I don't know what it's called when it's not Christmas, but, well, my Secret Santa did say something similar. I can feel that this book is something special, makes me feel so many feelings just after one chapter. I fully agree. Reached page 30 and there's an envelope. That's awesome. So this is a letter from a Secret Santa, and she's saying that in this book we repeatedly get confronted with the African culture. And then she goes on saying that she wants to get more into the African culture by looking at recipes. In this book right now, they're talking about fishing. They're talking about selling fish on the market. Got a fish, like an African fish recipe to try, and that's awesome. I love this idea, and I cannot wait to try this. It's a grilled fish with fufu, and it has one portion has 400 calories, so it fits into the plan that I can easily eat. Thank you so much. This is such a neat idea. I am completely blown away. I'm on page 41 and the first package. I feel like a little kid at Christmas, shaking the packages, trying to feel it. So from the text in the book, there's no clue about what this could be, to be honest. So she changed crispy rolls into crispy scrolls because the person in the book was talking about a scroll. Really fun. Thank you so much. So I'm only on page 60 and I'm just so impressed how action-filled, fast-paced, without being too like hectic this book is. I did not expect it to be that good, but I am living for all the characters. I'm living for the potential character development, the setting. There's nothing yet that screams, oh, different, yada yada, like it's really deep or whatever. Oh, what a wonderful morning. Look at this. The sun is shining. I'm going to drop off my son at school right now. And this glorious morning is the first in weeks where I actually feel good in the morning. I didn't wake up coughing, so I feel like I'm on the path of being healthy again, which is amazing. So, page 118, and we have the next package. On page 118, they are also talking about breakfast, so it would fit. And we have another letter. She is writing, you are surely an expert concerning getting something to eat when traveling. Sometimes you might feel like Amari. It's not porridge. What is this? Fruity curry pasta. Ooh. Another envelope. So far, I am still completely loving this book. I think there's a lot of potential for character development that I'm going to enjoy a lot. Overall, I feel like how the characters are interacting with each other, how they are playing with prejudice, how they are trying to learn how to overcome prejudice, how it fits into their world is very realistic in a way. It's not like sugar-coated. It's not painted in a very extreme way for the sake of being a book. It just feels very realistic. There's a few things that feel a little bit convenient for the story's sake, but I think they can be overlooked. They do not impact my reading experience much. And again, we have a letter. And she's just realizing how food heavy the presents are. The next recipe is also inspired from the African cuisine and includes rosemary, which is coming up in this story quite a couple of times. And she's hoping that I like couscous and peach as much as she does. I feel like this might be a winner. Couscous, peach, rosemary sounds Awesome. This lovely box came. Yay! This is one of my all-time favorite boxes. It is a similar experience to what I'm experiencing right now. Inside the book, it says something and present brings it to life. Probably one of the more expensive boxes with shipping and everything, but I love this experience so much. I have this one and I still have this one. And I now have to decide which one I want to read this month. This looks like this. The book is The Deepest Blue. Advertising, page 3. Ooh, this is heavy. Page 74. Today we go home. I think this is historical fiction. Interesting. This is probably... So this is a mixture between today and in the 18th century, where a woman disguised as a man fights in the Civil War. As always for gifts, if the 3 gifts are already of a certain value, the 4th gift is usually a nostalgic one, like a letter or something that comes to life. I'm just a little bit saddened that we have page 74, and then I have to wait until past page 300 to get to the next gift. 311. These are also all so like late in the book. I don't know what to choose. What should I choose? What should I read? I am going to Korean class, learning Korean, and I decided I really would like to have a teacher for the beginning. And also I needed to get out of the house and maybe even find some people who have similar interests to me. So I just thought, well, why not enroll in a Korean class? Funnily enough, now I'm enrolled in 2 classes. I wanted to enroll in one in Düsseldorf, but when I signed up, I was a little bit late, I guess, and the class was already full, and they told me very, very unlikely that I'm going to get a seat. So I enrolled in another city that is where I'm going to right now, and then they ended up offering a second class in Düsseldorf because there was so much interest, and now I'm in 2 classes, and I guess after that I can look into which one I want to continue with. And on my way I will continue reading Children of Blood and Bone. Wow, okay. I am kind of glad that I am in 2 courses at once. This course is a continuation from an older course, and she said they're starting in after unit 4. It is 20 to midnight and I am so tired. I try reading for the last half hour to get a little bit further, but I can't concentrate. It's time to close the book and go to bed. So today my idea was to do a readathon just for the full day, but it's already 12:30 because I slept forever. If you can see that in the back here, that's all bookish goodies that I need to sort through, preparing the 12 days of Christmas giveaways that I want to do again. And then on the other side, over there, TBR shelf, and these are already the books that I am planning to read in November. And I need to set up the shelf and film the TBR, and then I need to film the giveaway, and my hair looks like a freaking mess. So on my way in the car, I realized I didn't download any of the book. I still had downloaded Frankly in Love, which I continued listening to. It's still a fun story. It's just not gripping me as much as I would like it to. Frankly in Love is about these Korean American kids. They are in a situation where they are not supposed to be dating anybody who is not Korean, but they fall in love. So these 2 kids make a pact to seemingly tell their parents that they're dating, but in reality they're dating somebody else. It's a very interesting read for me, but I have no clue how good this type of situation is represented. So I feel very weird about judging this book. If you have experienced this, if you have anybody in your life who is experiencing that, I would love to hear more about it. And if you have any book recommendations for this type of stuff, please feel free to tell me as well. I have a feeling that this is not supposed to happen for me. And I think I'm over it now because I'd rather be reading. So let's be real for a second. Of course, I didn't give up. I just spent 3.5 hours of my life on this. This is crazy. Just because I'm collecting makeup does not make sense to me. I could have just waited and for the restock, but no. I needed to spend 3.5 hours of my life on this. Now I can just wait for them to arrive and I can finally start reading at 9:30 when I wanted to read all freaking day. So I'm on page 166 and I have to say I am having a little trouble with the plotline right now. I do think it's good that we have a sort of quest now, but I'm having trouble about the why. Does not make sense to me. It's just for the purpose of having this plot line in my eyes. Hopefully by the time I get through this, I feel differently and this is just a one-off. So we have package number 3. Ooh. Wow, we're already over the 200-page mark. Yes, we are. I can say with all my heart, this book is fun. Yes, there's highs and lows, but all in all, I have a lot of fun with the story. Do you have that too? Yes, I do. I am really liking this book. And now open the package. Here we go. Oh my god, this is it's a magic towel. You put it for 15 minutes in water and it just imagine you are part of the small traveling group. Wouldn't you be really happy if you had a towel? Because there's a lot of water involved. So this is actually really smart because this is tiny and it doesn't use much room and I can actually throw it into my luggage, and if I ever come across a situation where I do need a towel, I can actually have it expand. So that is really, really smart and I love it. Awesome. This is so cool. Love it. I just reached page 259 and we have another package. All right, so it's package number 4, which is this thing, and I have a feeling I know what it is. It feels like it's one of these sugary sticks that you put in a pot of tea, and because I love tea, it would make sense. So awesome. I love this experience so much. I'm already sad that it's gonna be over. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Now, about your present, I did announce that some of it will be very, very loosely interpreted. Let's open it up. I'm right in guessing what it is from just feeling the packaging. Okay, this is very cool. And I am quite excited because in only 10 more pages, we have the next one. So, let's go. And a few minutes later and some lipstick more, we're finally here. I am so excited because this is one of those where I cannot figure out by touching it what it could be. It could be something like a necklace but it would be, it's still not 100% what, like, no. I need to open this up and know. Traveling can be hell, especially if you're not there on your free will and for like holiday. In our real world, trips can go bad when you're not prepared well. You most likely are. According to your information, you pretty much have all the traveling gadgets that you could get. Your answer to my question is a cheat sheet for my next travel preparation haul. Just a side note, the person who invented packing cubes is a genius. I have them as well and I love them. Same! And now I can open it up. What is this? Maybe you have seen that before. I have not. They feel really good. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is awesome. These are reusable. I don't know what the word is in English. This is awesome, and they are amazing quality. I love this idea. This looks really funny. I am Flash. Learned something new. I didn't know this stuff existed, and I am in love with it. I'm still a lot into the story. It's just so much fun. The pacing is absolutely right for me. There's enough happening to move the story forward. I love the character development because at this point you can see how the characters are developing. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. You have a little like relation between the different characters are blooming and they're developing, but they're not like this. And so yeah, and all the characters are being fleshed out a little bit more time after time. So I am here for it. It's what, like 4 a.m? It's time to go to bed, and then hopefully the rest tomorrow. Hey, yeah. So far my Saturday was extremely lazy. I just was lying in front of the TV, binge watching the series on Netflix, Living with Yourself. I don't know, just sparked my interest, and then I went down the rabbit hole, you know. It's already 9 p.m. I really got up really late. I didn't do much all day, and I just decided I desperately need to do my Korean learning for the week. Got some homework, have some catching up to do, trying to learn 10 new words a day, and then hopefully back to reading. I want to say good morning, but it is almost like 5 p.m. I slept all day. I did end up studying for a couple of hours last night and getting just my material in order. It was becoming a little chaotic, and because I started my second class last week, I have a little bit more of a overview what I need. So I made a like study schedule for every day and every week, and I obviously didn't have the stuff done that I wanted to do for all every week yet. So I pretty much did everything that I wanted to do every week yesterday. Yeah, so besides cleaning up, binge watching stuff and lying around then studying Korean, I didn't do shit yesterday, but I still stood up until, what was it, like 6 a.m? So I obviously slept all day, and now I'm gonna make myself some tea. I'm gonna make myself some black tea from a subscription box that I still have like tons of tea of, and I'm gonna make myself some honey and plum tea. I love this shit. I just still don't feel completely healthy. And now I can start a reading session. $3.38. I do have a feeling that this is probably going to be a recipe again. So after I had the first one, which I honestly have to say it did not necessarily feel like something that I would associate with like African cuisine or something. So if you have any knowledge of African food, let me know, because it just didn't feel that African to me, but I might be completely wrong. It was tasty. Hi Cece, do you have Netflix? Yeah, this traditional African recipe from Nigeria might do the trick. She hasn't had plantains so far, so she hasn't seen plantains so far, and she has never tried them, but it is on her to-do list. So yes, I have had plantains, jollof rice with plantains. So back to the book. Quite a few things are happening. I'm actually quite happy with the overall development of the storyline. I am a little bit annoyed by the relationship between Zili and Einan. I don't know how to properly pronounce his name. Inan, Einan. So I'm not 100% happy with like their relationship. I feel like each character by themselves are going through an amazing development, and I love the character development that we're witnessing here. I like how it's fleshed out and how the pacing goes. It's not too quick, it's not too slow. So from a character development standpoint, I love it. But I just am not happy with the relationship of these two characters together. I'm just a little annoyed with it somehow. I don't know. I can't really explain why without going into spoilers, but they annoy me. Are we being forced into like everybody has to couple up kind of thing? I don't know. I feel like that might be happening, and I do not like that. But the overall storyline, what's happening, and the character development is amazing, and I'm here for it. And we're 10 pages later. So, 348. This gift possibly needs the most explanation. At first, it looks really uncreative, but it's not. This is not a recipe. Huh. It's an Amazon gift card. Now I'm intrigued. Reason for this gift is the incredible jewelry from Amari. This gift is meant to give you an equally nice piece of jewelry. But because the tastes and material wishes are so diverse, I was thinking about giving you an Etsy gift card. This idea did fail because of Etsy's inflexibility, and Google only gave me one attractive alternative: Amazon handmade. I hope you find something nice. Okay, I get it, and that's really nice, and it does make sense, like a lot. And I think it makes a lot more sense than spending money on a piece of jewelry that in the end I might not want or might not like. So, oh my gosh, what is happening? I can't get into any of it because I don't want to, like, no spoilers. I wasn't prepared for how the events progressed right now, and I am very emotionally invested in it right now. And there's a package, and this is the first time where I feel like I do not want to stop to open the package because I want to know what's going to happen on the next couple of pages. But I also do want to know what's in here. So, package number 6. Package number 6 is this small thing here. Barcla card. Oh, no way. Like in a form of a star. I have never seen this. Ah, this is so cool. Use your gift right now or use it for another loved person. All right, let's get back into it. Page 449, and we're at the next package. To be honest, I am really impressed by the book at this point. I feel like what really impresses me is that it is not only black and white when it comes to politics and how to, like, what would be the right decision and what would be the right agenda for this country. Obviously, there's a lot of racism here and there's a lot of things in play. I love how we do have this black and white antagonist, etc., but we also have layers of the white and grayish side where there's people who do want to change the country for the better. The different characters have different ideals and different ideas how to do this and what would be right. And should there be magic or should there not be magic and why? And I do like to see the character development and how their thought process develops and how they kind of land in different places in their mind. And I think it's very real. It's very true to what our world actually is like. And people have different ideals and people do have different ideas how to get a country back on track, and not simply because somebody else's opinion on what the right thing to do is different to yours doesn't necessarily mean it's completely wrong. Of course, when we're talking about racism, there is a definite no-go and there is a definite area where you can simply just say that is wrong. But some of the ideas in this book, some of the characters who do want to change it's so hard to explain it without getting into spoilers, but I love how layered it is and how we're exploring different ideas. All right, let's get into package number 7. I love to sleep. At one point in this book, it is described as a sanctuary. Obviously not for our main characters who have gone through so many things that it might be hard to close your eyes. And sometimes they might even live in their worst nightmare with open eyes. So this must be something about sleep, which is weird. There's this like circular thing that feels like metal. And oh, is this a dream catcher? This might be a dream catcher. There we go. It is a dream catcher. Oh, sorry. So she's saying maybe now and again there might be a reason to try and keep evil spirits away, or absolutely senseless, mean and ridiculous comments from disappointed box creators that might lack a healthy portion of self-reflection. I know which comment this is regarding, where I'm sorry, I'm very honest about my unboxings and about what I feel like is true value, and I do understand that the box creators put a lot of effort into it, but at the end of the day they're selling us a product, and if the product isn't worth the money, I'm gonna say it. If that disappoints you as a box creator, I am really sorry. I do understand there's a lot of work that goes into it, but we still want a product that's worth our money. Yeah, so there's this one box creator who was obviously very saddened by my review. They left a few comments that were interesting. She tried to be mean, but I feel like people who read it, at least people that I talked to who read it, felt like she proved my point of her being unprofessional. But yeah, so that's thank you for the Dreamcatcher, keeping those mean trolls from the comment section away. I am almost done. Page 505. Have I mentioned that I really do like this book? I think this is the biggest envelope yet, and I have no idea what this could be. There might be some recipes. So they did mention sage and mint. I am creative and I have a free interpretation. You will get a mixture of everything. A recipe that contains sage, love it. A recipe from the African cuisine that needs mint. And because I couldn't decide, you'll get a third one. But that's not enough. Ooh, that looks like tea. It's tea. Look how beautifully that's wrapped. And we have sage tea. And then probably the other one is mint tea, I'm assuming. I can't get this open. Oh, that is licorice and spearmint. I thought I was good with the recipes and I only had to shop for one more. I guess now I have to shop for 4 more. Kind of loving this, though. That's like a lentil soup with mint. I hope I am loving this because I might need some soup options, liquid food options soon. And then we have African cooked cucumbers. And then the last one is the one with sage. Browned butter and sage rice. Ooh. This is so much fun. I love this. I don't want this to end, but I'm on the last 20 pages. I can't believe this is going to be over. I want another one. This is so good. Last 20 pages. Go. Why am I getting so emotional? Things happen and I just like it. Okay, let's get to 529. 4 more pages to read. I'm pretty much through. Not gonna be a big surprise on the last 4 pages. I'm loving it. It's a 5-star read for me. Even though I did get a little bit annoyed by Inan. The last package, and then it's over. I don't even know how this could at all fit with what's happening in the book right now. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I like. This is a Chia Cup Vanilla Dream. It's a dessert. It sounds good. This gift works on so many levels. Honest to God, how perfect is the color theme with the rest of the box. Absolutely, she nailed this like color theme and design wise. I loved it. So you can travel with it because so I am always looking for stuff that is single packages that I can throw into my luggage and that I can only make with warm water, because I often do have a kettle in my hotel room, but I don't have anything else. So having something like this that I can just pour into a cup, or sometimes I'm traveling with my porridge bowl and can just pour it into the cup, put some water, warm water on it, and I have a meal. And that keeps me from having to find a meal at like bad times or something when my travel schedule hasn't allowed for finding a healthy meal. And the name of the cup is Vanilla Dream, and the book leaves us in a similar status. Yes, I agree. It's awesome. I love her interpretation. It's so much fun. This book has me so emotional, but her letters really made this experience the best. I'll just read the last 4 pages and then I'll finish for this week. I read less than I wanted for this week. I already sat down and I adjusted my schedule, so I do have a reading schedule for next week and the rest of the month that I could actually do. It's ambitious, but it's doable. I think by the end of next week, I will have a very clear idea about how my November is gonna go and how realistic it is to hit my goal. This is it for this week, and now I'm gonna grab a couple of hours of sleep before I have to go back to work. I hope you liked what you saw, and I'll see you next week.